Hey guys, another day, another video. Today I wanted to address the 10 things you cannot do with a narcissist. The first thing you cannot do with a narcissist is you cannot feel sorry for the narcissist. Yes, they went through childhood trauma that caused them to decide to become narcissistic, or they didn't have parents that were very supportive, or they had parents who were overly pouring it on with flattery and praise, or they were products of narcissistic parents who fed into them just to get supply from them. At the end of the day, they chose to be who they are. You can't feel sorry for them. Just like you went through pain and trauma in your life and you're not acting like that, you're not out here running around crushing people's dreams and hurting people and lying and manipulating and deceiving intentionally, fluidly, then just like you chose not to do that, they chose to do that. So don't feel sorry for them. And when they go through the consequences of their actions, because life balances the checkbooks all the time, you do not want to get sucked into the trap of feeling sorry for them when they are experiencing their bad consequences. Suppose you were in a relationship with them and they discard you and go off with somebody else who is super physically abusive, or they're running into money problems or health problems or things like that. Don't feel bad and don't feel sorry for the fact that they are going through that turmoil. They chose these actions, and they're by so choosing these actions, they are choosing the consequences of those actions, because life always balances the checkbooks. Maybe not when you think it should be balanced or when you want it to be balanced, but it's always going to get balanced. Always. Okay? The second thing you cannot do with a narcissist is you cannot live in the past. Okay? What do I mean by that? Well, when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, usually the first couple of days, weeks, months, even years are amazing. They are beautiful. They are constantly pouring into you. They're flattering you. They're puffing you up. They're there for you. They may even be defending you and doing favors for you and all this other stuff. Then boom, here comes the value. Now, this value can be really a short period of time or a long period of time. And then comes the discard, whether they discard you or you discard them. And when that happens, it's very easy to look in the past and say, well, we had a great time. We went to this trip, on this trip, or he bought me this dress, or she took me on that date, or, they didn't appear to be that bad of a person. I can't understand how they could really be a narcissist. I just want things to go back to how it was back then. The truth is that, number one, the past is the past. You cannot go back into the past. There are plenty of science fiction shows and movies that talk about going back in the past and all that, and it's fun. But that's where it ends. It stays in Hollywood. You cannot go back into the past. You cannot hold on to the past. The second thing you need to understand or remember is that the whole time that they're love bombing you and putting on this image, this mask of being the perfect partner or the perfect spouse or the perfect employer or the perfect friend or whatever, it was a mask. It was designed and done to lure you into their trap so they could get their supply off of you. Supply of resources such as money, sex, validation, emotional support, mental support, physical support, all of that. It was all done to get that juice, that grade A fuel from you and nothing else. So don't go back in the past, okay? The third thing you cannot do with a narcissist is you cannot trust what they tell you. Narcissists lie, period. They lie about little things. They lie about big things. Everything they say is meant to get a reaction from you or resources from you. In the same vein, they'll tell you something to try to make you jealous while also trying to make you feel guilty. In the same time that they will say a lie about their career, they're also going to say something to get your admiration. Okay? Everything they say cannot be trusted. Now, they will sprinkle in half-truths, okay? But the problem with half-truths is that they contain full lies. Sorry, I'm getting a call, and I have a very loving cat who wants to say hi. He wants to be a YouTube star someday. And he's being very narcissistic right now because he wants attention. All right. Mwah. Okay, get down, buddy. So, you cannot believe what they say. Everything they are telling you is to get a reaction and or get supply from you, whether it's negative supply, positive supply, or resources. That's it. Treat everything they say, take it with a grain of salt. If you have to, cross-check things, especially if they make agreements with you, and nail things down in writing with narcissists, okay? Other than that, don't believe them. The fourth thing you can't do with a narcissist is you can't help them. You cannot be out here saving them from their consequences. It goes back to what I talked about before, about feeling sorry for them. You can't help these individuals. You can't love them enough or pray for them enough or show them that you're going to be there for them no matter what. You can't do that for these people. Number one, they will never appreciate it. Number two, they will see that as a validation of the wrong way that they're treating you. And number three, they're going to totally disrespect you and take you for everything and leave you a dried up shell of yourself. Okay? You cannot help these people. If a narcissist goes and hits a wall in their life and they come back to you, guaranteed, even if they're in tears begging for forgiveness, it's not because they are actually sorry for what they have done. They are sorry that they are going through the consequences of the decision, and they're looking to you to make it right. And they will say and do anything for you to make it right for them so they can get up and do it all over again. Okay? They will come to you and be like, I'm so sorry. You were the one. I don't know what I was thinking running off of Cheryl from accounting. Wow, that was a really silly mistake. I just want you. I want our family. And you'll take them back in, give them a cup of hot tea and a blanket on a cold winter night. And next thing you know, they're texting Cheryl again. Hey, how you doing? Just thinking about you. Right? Right there under your nose. Repeating the same problems all over again. So no, you can't help them. And forgiving a narcissist does not mean forgiving and taking them back or forgiving and forgetting. Forgiving is when you say, you know what? The pain you caused me is not my cross to bear. The wrong actions you've done against me, that's up to the universe, God, karma, whatever to handle. I'm releasing you from being indebted to me. Because you know what? Holding on to anger and bitterness towards what you did is destroying me. And I intend to live life fruitfully and to the fullest. Okay? Forgiving them, that's what forgiving is. But it's not taking them back. It's not helping them. It's not rescuing them from their consequences. Okay? We can't do that. You cannot help a narcissist. And the fifth thing that you cannot do for a narcissist, or you cannot have for a narcissist, is you can't have high expectations of them. They're going to lie. They're going to mistreat you. They're going to say things to get a reaction out of you. They're not going to work with integrity. They're not going to work with ethics, morals. They will work within the confines of ethics and morals so long as they're getting a reward for it and so long as they're getting what they want. But the moment that they're not getting what they want, bye ethics and morals. You ever gotten into a car with a narcissist and seen how crazy they drive? Okay? They're running red lights. They're taking sharp turns. They're braking hard. They're doing this and that. And no, it's not because they work for the CIA and they know how to do drifting and all that. No, they just don't give a darn about driving rules. And they don't give a darn about your health and safety. That's just the truth, okay? So you can't have expectations that these people are going to change, that they are going to all of a sudden, that they are, oh, sorry, I got a notification, or that they are going to see the error of their ways and they're going to do better and they're going to, no, they don't get better. They just get older. That's all. The same bad habits they were doing in their 20s and 30s, they're going to do in their 40s and 50s and 60s, all the way up to the time they hit the grave. They are not going to change. So you cannot have high expectations for these people, okay? You just can't. The sixth thing that you cannot do with a narcissist is you cannot hold them accountable. They will never take responsibility for the hurt and wrong they did to you, that they did to others, and that they're doing to themselves. They will never take responsibility for that. All they will do is blame you, blame others, blame the world, blame politics, blame the church, blame God. They will not put the blame on themselves. You will never be able to hold them accountable and say, listen, you did X, Y, and Z. And I need you to hold on to that. I need you to accept that and accept responsibility for that. And truly feel sorry for that and truly repent and truly make amends. Nah, they're not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. Nope. Mm-mm. The seventh thing that you cannot do with a narcissist is you cannot react to them. I'm going to say that again. Seventh thing you cannot do is you cannot react to a narcissist. They are going to say things and do things to get supply from you, negative and positive. Okay? So let's talk about narcissistic exes. They're going to range from flirting with you, sending you little, texts and calls or whatever to try to get you to take that bait, come on back, bring them back in. And in the same breath or in the same text message, they're going to start accusing you. Oh, you never loved me anyway. Yeah, you probably out there cheating on me. Mind you, they've been cheating on you the whole relationship. But they're going to try to lie and manipulate and gaslight and do all these things to get you to get riled up and say, what are you talking about? Next thing you know, you find yourself arguing with them. 2, 3, 4 hours go by, days go by. I had one narcissistic ex who we would get into an argument, and this was before I knew about narcissism and I knew about NPD and all this other stuff. We would get into an argument that would last 2 to 3 days via text message, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was ridiculous till I had to say, enough is enough. We're not little kids here. Come on, okay? I had a narcissistic ex who would text me like, hey, what you doing? How are you? Let's, oh, fine. Guess you're ignoring me. Da, da, da. Yeah, you're right. I was. They're looking for that. Okay? You gotta react. You gotta respond, not react. Now, in most cases with a narcissistic individual, no contact. Block them. Block them on everything. They cannot get a hold of you. As far as they're concerned, you fell off the face of the earth. Now, in certain situations, remember, if you have a business together, or you have a kid together, or you have to work in the same spot together, limited contact, gray rock. Be as boring and as droll as a gray rock that you find on the sidewalk. Unremarkable. Okay? Don't feed into it. They're going to say things to try to get a rise out of you, both negative and positive. Don't flinch. Oh, you were the one. I was just thinking about you. Remember that time we went to this hell? Got to be stoic. Got to be, unless it has to do with business or the children. And even then, pick up time is this time, drop off time that time. Da 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 da. Boom, done. That's it. End the conversation. That's what you got to do. But you cannot react. The moment you react to them is when they get, oh yeah, I'm getting that supply, baby. Don't give it to them. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve your energy. They don't deserve your emotions. They don't deserve your heart in any way, negatively or positively. They think that you cannot do. You cannot confide in them. It goes along the same lines as you can't trust them. You can't believe what they say. You also cannot confide in them. They will take whatever you say and use it against you at a time you don't need. And whatever they won't use against you, they won't even listen to. In fact, they will use what you share with them to hurt you the most at the times that you don't want them to. So that's something you cannot do with a narcissist. Do not confide in them. Do not share your deep, dark fears or secrets or family issues or struggles or anything with them. They don't care. And what they do care about, the things that do spark their interest, usually have nothing at all to do with you. It's about to get something from you. Supply, attention, whatever. So keep that in mind, guys. The ninth thing you cannot do with a narcissist is you cannot expect closure from a narcissist. Once they discard you, or if you discard them, hopefully you have to discard them because you got to put your foot down. But if they discard you, they're not going to give you closure. They're not going to sit down and say, hey, look, this relationship is not working and I'm moving on because of this and I want you to do the same. You're a great person. You know, references available upon request, but this isn't working out, and boom. And they leave it at that. No, they're going to leave you, go off with somebody else, get tired, get bored. Oh my God. All right, let me see what I can get from you. Or they'll stay with that person and still come back. Try to get you to, oh, can you make, I'll cheat on them with you. What? No. Okay? They've been lying to you this whole time. You cannot expect true closure from them. They're not going to completely cut you off, especially when you've been good to them. You're a good source of supply. They're going to keep you around in some form or fashion unless you cut it off. You go no contact. You go gray rock. You cut down the interaction. You block them on social media and only have communications with them through some kind of app or device that can record the conversations. Because remember, since you can't trust them, since you can't believe what they say, you have to have the conversations on record in some form or fashion, whether it's recorded on the phone or recorded on a text message, screenshot, whatever. Okay? And the last thing you cannot do with a narcissist is you cannot expect them or think that their gestures of kindness towards you are genuine. I know I say genuine like the rapper is genuine, but I like to say it like the rapper's name, okay? You will never be able to look at someone like this and really believe that when they gave you gifts, or when they give you compliments, or when they did favors for you, that it was genuine. 99.99% of the time, they do nice things for you. They do buy you things. They do support you. They do defend you. They do positive things for you, not because they know that this is what you should be done for you. It's because they're looking for some fuel back, right? They'll come in and buy you something nice just so you can praise them for it. Oh, this is such an amazing tracksuit. This is such an amazing pair of shoes. This is such an amazing Walkman. Oh my goodness. And they get a high off of that supply. Oh, yeah. It was never about you. It's about them feeling good, looking good. So, with that being said, you have to understand that any gifts that they gave you, in order to fully break that bond with them, you got to throw them out. You got to get rid of them. They bought you something, return it, throw it out, donate it. It wasn't given or purchased with the right intention. Okay? I remember one time my ex went and bought me an entire tracksuit, pair of shoes, everything. Spent a good amount of money on me. She came in and was like, here you go. Oh my goodness, you look amazing. I was like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. The very next day, I found out she was talking with some other guy, trying to meet up with him. At the very time that she was purchasing the clothes for me, she was texting him like, yeah, I'm going to be free at such and such time. What time will you be free? Let's meet up for like an hour or so. Okay? Guess where I put all her gifts when that was done? Garbage, basura. Let the trash man take it. I'll put fig leaves on my feet before I wear the shoes that she bought me. Okay? It is what it is. So, those are the 10 things that I hope will help you. Remember, in life, you're either going through it or you're growing through it. And I hope this video helps you to grow through this. I hope some of these tips or some of these bullet points will help you clear the fog. We're all in this together. If you have other tips and things that I did not mention, put in the comment. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for the notification. I usually am posting videos every Friday at 3 p.m. And I believe there's some videos that are going to be coming out on Wednesdays and Mondays. I'm not sure yet because I'm still creating them. And I got to see my schedule and how that will all work. However, Fridays, 3 p.m. sharp, you're going to get a video. Okay? So you got to hit the bell for the notification. So as soon as it pops up, boom, you can be one of the first people to watch it. All right? Anyway, grow through life. Don't just go through it. Have a good one, guys.